Good morning, and welcome to our morning meditation on the art of noticing. I invite you to take a few moments and center yourself as we prepare for this morning's meditation. The meditation is entitled Discover the Big Within the Small. We will begin shortly. Discovering the big within the small. Alex Kalman is the curator of an unusual museum called M Museum on the little trafficked one block Portland Alley in Lower Manhattan. The exhibition space is 6 feet by 6 feet and used to be part of a freight elevator shaft. The objects on view are just as distinct as the room they occupy. Kalman calls them examples of vernacular, but they might look to some like random doodads. In fact, they reflect a remarkable eye for the deeper meaning that can lurk in the overlooked. These objects weren't created to be appreciated as pieces of art, Kalman said on one of my visits, but they reveal our psychology, our needs, and our desires, he insisted. Some elements of who we are. Kalman fits a remarkable and rotating variety of items on the slender sleeves that line M Museum tight walls. He pointed out a small sign, maybe 2 inches square, evidently from a motel, which read, "Dear guest, because of the popularity of our guest room amenities, various items in the room are for sale. $25 for the alarm clock, $15 for a hand towel, and so on. Should you decide to take these articles from your room instead of obtaining them from the executive housekeeper, we will assume you approve of a corresponding charge on your account. Translated, steal what you want, and we will bill you for it. This object explained M Museum's catalog is resulted of a capitalistic handling of crime. This sweeping sentiment can be pinned on an insignificant item because of Kalman's remarkable ability to look and to see. He openly acknowledged the influence here of his parents, designer Tibron Kalman and artist Maria Kalman. Every household has a first language, a kind of language of the home, he says. And luckily for me, the language of my home was looking. I was just kind of raised to look around, to always look around. This means Kalman was also raised to discover the surprising within the workday by the way of seeing deeply. He remembers, for instance, coming home from school one day to find someone installing a collection of onion rings. The kind you'd see or get from a greasy spoon with unbelievable precision. They were putting them in the living room. His parents evidently decided these objects were worth serious consideration. In short, Kalman has spent a lifetime of looking carefully, he said, and seeking out the humanity and the humor and the absurdity in things, all of which inform Kalman's deconstruction of the motel sign. A minor, incidental object that reveals a sophisticated set of thoughts about security and the profit motive, a deterrent fitter through the language of hospitality. Kalman hopes to remind us that we should really be very curious and look around and not take things for granted, he said. Find the joy in wondering about that toilet paper roll, or that coffee lid, or that onion ring. And then think, perhaps this is just a strong definition of who we are as anything some socio-political journal might stamp on us. It's looking at the big through the small that will help us discover new things. Discover the big within the small. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord cause God's face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord look upon you with favor and grant you peace to discover the big within the small today. Shalom. Have a
Thank
good
you,
day.
Pastor. Loved it.
Thank you, Pastor.
Beautiful.